Hari Om all. Today we will contemplate on verse 24 from chapter 8, Akṣhara Brahma Yoga. Agnir jyotir ahaḥ śhuklaḥ ṣhaṇ-māsā uttara-ayanam tatra prayātā gachchhanti brahma-vido janāḥ. Those who know the Supreme Brahman and who depart from this world during the 6 months of the sun's northern course, the bright fortnight of the moon, and the bright part of the day, attain the supreme destination, Kramamukti, Devayana. So Agni is fire, Jyoti is light, Aha is day, Shukla, the bright fortnight of the moon, ṣhaṭ-māsā, 6 months, uttara-ayanam, the sun's northern course, tatra, there, prayātāḥ, departed, gachchhanti, go, Brahman, brahma-vidaḥ, those who know the Brahman, janāḥ, persons. Yeah. So it may look like the calendar month or the way the earth moves around the sun, right? Where 6 months you see that the sun is on the northern side as we like in the day, and the other 6 months on the southern side. But from the jnana point of view, there is a view which we'll see today. Right? So, Krishna ji, you want to start?
Yeah, but I feel like there is some direction towards mukti, but it's kind of like you told, like it's like calendar month and other thing. Actually, I kind of blanked out. To be frank, I don't know why
Okay.
we are all of a sudden getting to this days, and so we have some path now. Actually, roadmap is there, kind of fixed roadmap. Everybody can go this 6 month or something. I'm kind of, yeah, I don't, I blanked out, to be frank.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So one clue is in the in our prayer we pray, right? We pray
Mm.
like asato ma sadgame, tamaso
Yeah.
ma jyotirgame, right?
Mrityama. Yeah.
Tamaso ma jyotirgame, right? From the darkness to the light. Take me from darkness to the light.
Mm.
Okay. So this is kind of related to that. Right. So
Mm.
here the bright and dark you can relate to uh, how ignorance takes you through a darkness where you don't know, and knowledge takes you through the brightness where you can clearly see things because you have that knowledge. So you can think from that point of view.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Maybe
want to
let's
listen.
have
Yeah.
Ishaji this time help us here.
You, Ishaji.
I usually pick up from others only and say something.
Yeah, this is cryptic. Yeah, it's definitely it's not something like Sri Krishna is saying like, yeah, during the 6 months, those who die will reach. No.
It's not like that. The previous shloka, which number was there? Yeah, the previous shloka told us about the different lokas we have, right?
Mm,
That, each loka, how do we travel or what it means. And then there is a supreme loka,
hmm
Kunta or Gokula Vrindavan, whatever you call that, where Mahavishnu is sitting. So our destination is where we don't come back, because
Yeah,
birth
correct,
is scary for
correct,
us.
correct.
Now there are lots of ways to attain that liberation. You know,
Mm.
whenever we do something, whenever we start something, we will all look at an auspicious time. No, even these days, so even for childbirth, they are saying time, date, and going through
Oh yeah.
the. They're not even going naturally. They're not going to that time. They're finding all the shortcuts to reach a time which is good according to certain star location or astronomy, whatever they feel comfortable.
But
Uh,
still, it is, even if the time a family fixes, it is still the destiny has programmed. You
yeah,
cannot.
yeah, and the path, the path is done by that child, and destiny is according to the path he takes. So nothing to do with that alignment of different stars. So I
Mm.
feel Krishna says, okay, fine, you have selected everything. You have selected, this is my path, and I will reach there without play. In case, in a layman language, if I have to say, I want to go from here to Mysore, so I will try to go where there is no traffic, there is no toll, where my passage is very smooth, and I reach there in 1.5 hour time. All this planning I have done. Okay, I have done. But what if
Mhm.
when I'm going, if a tree falls, or if
Mm.
there is an accident somewhere? So these are the things you cannot control. For this is where you need, you know, something, I feel something extra, nothing
Mhm.
which is beyond what we are doing. So here, seeing the picture, you're like, only your punya karma will help you in certain way. I feel you have to be conscious of doing that punya karma also. Consciously, whatever activity we do is where it will take us, not
No,
just being right. you know
let's say even you consciously do punya karma, but what does punya karma lead to? A better life in the next birth.
yeah, most probably. Saravaji, I wanted to tell you this. I don't know which book you have in Bhagavad-gita. This is from, as it is, my video is on.
I have this.
Okay. There is this Bhagavad Gita as it is. It was there at home, which I like from long time, which I started reading in that class. So there is
Can you
one,
see now?
yeah, there
Yeah,
is
yeah.
one line written
This is
there.
the Gorakhpur Press one. Yeah.
Gorakhpur, yeah, that is the one which I follow for my shloka class, means reciting shlokas.
Ah, ha, 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 ha.
So there is a line which says, all the devotees of the Lord transverse this earth just to recover the conditional souls from their delusion. So last time we were discussing, no, there is nothing wrong into coming to the earth also. We are looking at
Hmm.
liberation, but here it says that there are true devotees, like as we discussed Shankaracharya, or so many people. They come to this earth so that they show us a rightful path in
Mm-hmm.
devotional service.
Mm-hmm.
So their only job is to do that, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or anybody when we take them. So that is one way of doing it, that I feel that is what it says. And nothing, see, the clearing of traffic also, when VIPs come, it's all cleared, right? All the signals are cleared. So I think if we are meant to go there, our signal will be cleared, and we will go to liberation only directly. Otherwise, I feel that we'll be stuck in some planet till we come down to this planet.
Yeah. Um, so what we have been seeing, which even we see in the Vedanta, is until you understand, you get the Brahma Jnana, right? The knowledge of Brahman, right? It's you are always going to be like, um, you do let's say, the if you see the Vedas, in the karma part, like it talks about all doing all the right things, right? And
Mm.
offering, doing yajna, offering to the gods, which takes through, which is okay, better than the one who's doing adharma. But here it takes you through the heaven or the good lokas, but but it is still limited, where like for the punya one is done, you get to like have a uh, good experience there. But eventually it'll be done, and like one comes back again.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And that is because it is like there is still the duality of this jiva with punya, right?
Mm.
Until and only when the brahma jnana happens, one gets. That's why here it shows is saying, right, those who know the supreme Brahman, the brahma-vidaḥ, those who know this Brahman, right? What is that? Because that knowledge, what it leads to is a um, in Advaita, right? What we understand is there's only one finally. The me, the world, and um, uh, God. When you try to understand it, finally you realize that I am this consciousness, the pure existence, consciousness, bliss, Satchidananda Swarupi, right? So one day, and once, and like that realization leads to, okay, if there's only Brahman, if I and I'm nothing else, there cannot be something other than Brahman. Okay, then there is no more uh, desire for something, right? Because what do we say, the guna of Brahman uh, uh, is eternal, right? Is There is no beginning end, and he is like the Brahman quality is infinite in terms of existence, being everywhere, in terms of space, all the times. The time itself is on the plane of Brahman, right? Brahman is beyond the time, right? So being there all the time, and pure nature is of pure consciousness. It's not an object, right? Which which we have seen, like, which can be damaged, or which is there is something else which can damage or get tainted. No, it is a pure consciousness, right? And of no taint, or nothing less. So it is of like infinite bliss, right? So once one, and that is what our Upanishads are talking, or trying to point us to the all the time, like, know who you are, right? And know your real nature, and like understand Brahman, which is uh, beyond. See, all the gods what we praise again, with gunas, we give a shape, and like we give all the gunas, right? This god is like this, right? But the when we talk about Brahman, it's beyond the form. It's a formless, pure Satchidananda Swarupi, right? And once one is able to realize it, and like firmly established in that knowledge, there is no desire. And if there is no desire, the seed is uh, it's like a burnt seed, there is which cannot give rise to any more new plant, right? So which is what we finally call as liberation, moksha. It's like has broken the cycle of birth and death, right? And that is how in this verse we can interpret that uh, those who depart at the time when, and it is related to the brightness, basically. Brightness here meaning like the clarity of who I am, and what is my connection with this world, with the gods, with Brahman, right? And I am that one. So that is that clarity, and the one who departs with that clarity is not going to come back, right? So that is how one can interpret from the jnana point of view, that it's not just that if you leave depart this time, you attain the supreme destination. Rather, it is that it is pointing to the time where you have that clarity. It is very crystal clear, bright for you, that you can clearly see it, and there is no haziness, no darkness in terms of like, uh, who am I, like not the wrong understanding, right? So that is one way, uh, basically you can interpret this verse. Does that make sense, or does it um, prompt for more discussion? Hari Om, Satish ji.
Hari Om.
Yeah.
Hari Om.
Yeah, we are contemplating on verse 24 from the Akṣhara Brahma Yoga. This whole chapter is about what happens when one departs, and like who reaches Sri Krishna, who comes back, what should be the what should one what should be the state of one, like when he's departing, um, to not come back, and like what makes one to think, or like what makes one go through at the time of departure, right? This chapter is covering all those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here, this is, you can read, and like this is what we are just discussing. Let me know is if there are any other points, questions in this, any other views.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ishaji.
Sarananji, from what you said, saying that, Brahman is formless.
Yes.
This is something which most of the scriptures, or most of uh, they debate on this, whether he has a form or he's formless.
Mm-hmm.
So one idea which the Gita book which I'm reading, which it's written like Sat is, you have three. You have your Brahman, realization of Brahman. You have realization of Paramatma, and then you have realization of the absolute God Himself. Okay, there are stages. So realization of Brahma is Sat. So eternity, whatever you are saying, formless. Paramatma realization is Sachit,
Eternal.
knowledge, eternal knowledge, Paramatma. So if you say the Sachidananda, that itself means eternal knowledge and bliss and complete Vigraha. Vigraha means form.
So, okay. So here, the reason not using form is, how do we associate? Like, for example, if I take this case, this is a form, which means this form is within this boundary. Outside this is not this case, right?
According to a human mind, yeah, we can say
Exactly. So while Brahman cannot be one with the form in terms of boundary, because
that
then like there is
correct.
someone outside that Brahman, or the Brahman itself is in some space, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but
Like that,
Brahman here is the mula, root of all, or the only existence, right?
the cause of all causes, they
Yeah,
say.
that's where there are two terminologies which is used. Saguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman. Saguna Brahman is like where like we give a form, because for someone to progress in the spiritual path, immediate like if you just introduce, say, like formless, it's not easy to visualize. It's not easy to grasp, right? Because
To con
as humans, we are used to forms, right?
forms.
That is why if you see all the temples, gods, there is a
They,
form which we can relate to, right?
mm,
So they are devas, devatas, right? With all the form, with gunas, right?
mm,
Right, male god, female god, and like each one like with four hands, right? All different form. Saguna Brahman. Once we are able to, and like it helps us to reach there first, and like having reached there, that is where bhakti comes, and
mm,
like surrender comes. You know what? uh, that God is more powerful than this jiva, right?
mm,
Right. So the more powerful you show, for a human, you can show with more hands and like all kinds of weapons who can kill all the bad elements and all, right? And then you can go beyond that and say that, you know what, if God is this, then where is God? Is God is also somewhere? Then what happens is, oh, God is sitting somewhere, not here, right? But that cannot, that also conflicts, because God by nature is someone like who's there everywhere, right?
mm,
Then so when you try to go to that level, then you are able to see the Nirguna Brahman, who is like without any of these characteristics, right? You cannot be form, because form limits one. So formless. And this this the whatever we call the God element has to be there all the time, because if there is birth, then like who gave birth to that? So which means like it has no beginning, and it cannot have a death, so no end, no beginning, no end, right? And since no beginning, no end is beyond a time, okay,
mm,
then it's spread all over the, it has, this God element has to be there everywhere, right? It is like there is no place where it's not there, right? And which means it cannot be an object, because any object has to be like has a form in some place, right? While this is this God element or the Brahman, we say like is everywhere. And since it is not an object, it is some, it has to be, how do we see it? Then it is just this pure uh, existence, and it is not jada, inert, right?
mm,
That is where it is conscious, it is aware. So the chit part, right? And then um, can it be tainted, or can it be anytime less? No. That is where the ananta comes. It is like infinite in all dimensions, whatever dimensions we put, right? Sat, and the Sat being the eternal pure existence, Chit being like it is not object consciousness, and Ananta is like infinite in all dimensions, right? So that is where like, one is able to like go to the Nirguna Brahman level, right? To be able to see.
mm. Okay.
Right. As so if we extend, right, we can see that, so that element is there everywhere, which means is there here and now, and it has to be smaller than the smallest to be inside. At the same time, it has to be bigger than the biggest to have the entire world on it as a
Mm,
substratum, right?
mm. Whatever we say, the opposite also is true, no? Big, small is also true.
Smaller than the smallest, at the same time
Yeah,
bigger than the
big
biggest, because
is
that cannot be, because we as humans or as objects, they're all in space, which means space is bigger than all these objects put together. But
mm,
Brahman has to be beyond space to have
yeah.
it within, right? And so that's how, that's the knowledge of Brahman that all the Upanishads keep talking about,
Mm,
right?
mm,
And once we realize that, then then the understanding slowly leads to I as a different entity and should not be there. And that is in some way leads to surrender. You know what? That means like I am not there. I surrender. The when I surrender, uh, the differentiating one goes away and there is one. You just go one with whom you surrender. You say that, you know what, you are the one.
Yeah. True.
That's how yeah, I don't, so just want to know, like, does that make sense, or like uh, it takes to me it has taken time to contemplate
Yeah.
and understand, right? I used to try to have different examples, right? It's like, for example,
Mm,
in a sheet of paper, white sheet of paper, I draw house, tree, mountains. Okay, if I see the forms, I say that, hey, this is house, this is tree. But then if I
mm,
go beyond those elements, hey, it is all paper.
mm. Yeah.
Right? So in that way, uh, that's the Brahma Vidya, which is mentioned here. And until it is it is a knowledge, no, and not just the knowledge helps, being being able to establish in that knowledge all the time, saying not seeing the duality anymore, which means I cannot be affected by outside what is happening, right?
Mm,
When you start seeing the oneness and me as this body mind is not the, I'm not this body mind, rather the uh, it's I'll put it this way, right? Yeah, jewelry made out of gold can have the form, but by nature it is still gold,
mm.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't lose the goldness. It is still gold.
It is
Eh,
good.
eh, eh, you make a pot out of clay,
Mm,
but you can give a form and name, but it is still clay.
mm.
Okay, going by that analogy, like the Brahman, Satchit Ananda Swarupi Brahman, if from whom everything else has come, then like I cannot be different from that.
Yeah. But we cannot, the other way is not true, they say, no?
Ah, yeah, yeah. The ornament is not ca-
Yeah, you cannot
ca-
make gold out of ornament kind. Means if you don't go through the chemical composition, just like that, you cannot. They say no, from bulb comes light, from light bulb doesn't come.
yeah. So yeah, you cannot uh, make this is the lower and upper part
Ah, yeah,
level,
correct.
right?
The
So
whole little we are.
yeah, so that's where Upanishads they keep saying that it is only your ignorance of this, of who you are, is leading to um, all these desires and sufferings and rebirth, and like and so ignorance, the fix for ignorance is knowledge, and the knowledge will basically break you out of this suffering and the
Mm,
rebirth,
yes.
right? So that's how I see it.
Mm, true.
Krishna ji, Satish
Yeah.
ji, any comments? Yeah.
And why, yeah, Saranaji, why this specifically, like in this sloka saying 6 month to northern course, and
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
it's kind of thing, yeah. Can we
Uh,
talk?
uh, uh. Yeah. So going into word by word meaning,
Mm,
okay.
mm,
They do say like several interpretations I went through, right?
Mm,
It is about one is this north is always points to going up, uh,
mm, mm,
right?
mm,
So if you see the all the
mm.
uh, the 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 good ones are in the up,
Yes.
and always like it's going down is like
Mm.
Mm, mm.
you always say that like yeah it
Correct.
is losing, right? And the
Yes.
bad ones are down, right?
That's
Mm,
a lot.
mm.
Right?
Yeah.
So we see that as the sun moves from east to west, just
Mm,
from the viewpoint of view, in 6 months we see it is going from via north, and the other 6 months going via south, right?
Oh,
mm,
so
Right.
much.
One way to easily relate to is the one who basically departs in the bright period, which is um, uh, with respect to the sun, as like always we talk about like the departed ones go up, right?
mm.
Uh, that's one way they have he has put it. But the explanations given is with respect to always with respect to this Brahma-vidaḥ, the one who knows Brahman.
Mm.
So one who doesn't have the knowledge of Brahman, that one is not going to reach the supreme destination, even if he departs during the 6 months of the sun's northern course.
Auspicious. According to them, the auspicious time.
Yeah. So there are like conditions, right? Right.
Mm.
One is this. The other one is attains supreme knowledge, who knows the Brahman mainly.
It can be oh no, Sarananji. This great yogis, na, they attain samadhi, right?
Yeah.
They actually say when they want to go. They decide when their
Mm.
soul leaves the body.
Mm.
I maybe I don't know. I just thought like that now.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
the time when they have to go, their work is done.
Even Mahabharata, Bhishma,
Ah, correct, correct.
right? So
Yeah, he was went.
Bhishma departs like that, right?
Yes.
Even he lies down in the bed of arrows.
Yeah, I think even Ramana Maharishi also attained samadhi only, right?
Mm.
So they have so much of jnana because they have, the only thing they did in this human form is attain that knowledge.
Mm.
So because we don't have anything, no, the easiest way is just doing Krishna's
Yeah, bhakti, right? Yeah.
easiest way to do, right?
Yes,
Just
yes,
offer
yes.
whatever you do. Krishna is the most easiest. Otherwise, we have to be like that yogi only.
Yeah. Actually, bhakti helps in taming the ego very well, right? Right. So it basically settles it down, and like I've always seen that like with bhakti one easily melts. It's right, and like melting is basically like the ego is melting. Ego is
Ego
gone.
is king. True,
Right.
true.
The best way is to start is always the bhakti. Yeah,
But
yeah. And without even even the Brahma Vidya happens uh, only with the idea of Brahma Vidya is again dropping the ego only. Okay, but
uh,
without bhakti, it is like they say that it's very dry way of trying to do it. Right?
it is not easy for normal people.
Mm,
Bhakti is easiest way to drop ego. One thing personally, we actually offer, we go and shave our hair also, no?
mm.
That basically they associate that with shedding down ego only. Otherwise,
Ah.
people will ask, no, what will God do with hair? What will He do with your hair? The most important, I shave
Exactly.
like last April. Yeah, it's 1 year since I went and did motte in Tirupati,
Mm,
Tirumala. So,
mm.
you're always worried, no, when you have to go out, you have to, look certain way, you have to dress up certain way.
Exactly.
When you shave, especially in Tirumala, if you shave, no, you have no such feelings. Still, you cross Chittur because all are
Ah.
motte.
Yeah. Yes.
So, the best thing was
Oh,
come out only, you'll feel, oh, I am what you know, Sarananji, you actually, when you do, if you try it, that's what I've told my son also, the best age to do this. If it's about, you know, when you're in 21, 22, like that, because the time when looks matter, what people assume
correct.
so much. Go and do it. You're so confident out of, after that, your focus is on your inner self. You don't care about the outer beauty. How much ever we advise ourselves also, still we look at mirror, right?
Yes, yes.
So yeah, that, you know, that's whole lot. I feel that's why, you know, they say shave your hair. Otherwise, they could
Yeah,
have told else, no, cut your hand, cut your leg,
correct.
and all.
No, no. This it yeah, basically that's trying to look at self in the mirror, and right, you have that strong feel of like I am this, right?
Yeah,
Right, that it's broken when you do this, right?
it's
Very true.
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Satish ji,
yeah. Satish or
you were
Krishna ji.
able to follow the discussion.
Yeah. Yes, Ron.
Any comments you want to add?
No, nothing particular here. Just wanted to get some more gist. So I was outside, and by the time I reached home, it was late and I joined.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. If no other comments, then we'll end the session here. Hari Om. Regroup.